My name is Ozzy Tomas. I'm my official title in the company. I'm the CCO and the marketing director. So I handle with a team about 8 individuals right now. Everything that has to do with the brand development, everything that has to do with the marketing campaigns and communications and so forth. But I'm also in the field. My mentor my mentors for the past 8 years, almost 9 years now, have been Brian Robert. Some of you have met him, obviously, but also Joe Martinez, our CEO. So I always say that, I don't know. I think the skies opened up, and I was blessed to have amazing mentors at my very first initial stages and experiences in network marketing. So cool. So with that, let's go ahead and begin. I actually want to start with something very basic. Okay, I have one of my mother-in-law's account, actually, who is also a customer here at IEX, and she's got a couple of nodes, and her license or her membership, she's had the PROPAC, actually expired. So I want to go ahead and actually fulfill that order first. I want to try to show everyone, what it is, what's the process in renewing. All right, I know when we are talking about nodes and perpetuals, right, it can be a little bit different. But let's just go ahead and talk about, the basic memberships, the pro memberships, and those type of memberships that we want to renew. Again, those memberships provide you access to a plethora of different opportunities within our entire ecosystem. And if you're not so sure about what it is that it provides, let's go ahead and fall back over
Ozzy.
Yes.
Really quick, bro. Could you just start by pointing out, just take 30 seconds and just point out everything that was on that screen, so it's giving people heart attacks, like that warning message, maybe Correct. Show them where add-ons are. We don't have to go through it, but just a quick little, what are we looking at here?
That's exactly what I was going to do. So yeah, so when your add-on or your current membership expires, okay, you're going to get this renewal box right here at the very top. Okay, and obviously it'll say inactive right here. And so the very first thing you want to do is just hit renewal. Okay, there's two things you can do. You can hit that renewal button, or you can just go ahead and select package purchase. Okay, you'll also notice up here in the dashboard, you've got a variety of different notifications that just keep showing, that keep appearing. And over here, this is the most important one I want to hone in on, the grace period. So we've had when your membership expires, you've got a grace period of about 7 days, okay, to make that payment before your volume that is stored away flushes out. Okay. Again, this is just my mother's-in-law account. She's on another side of the business, and she's just basically a customer. So there really wasn't any volume, but had she had any volume over here, it would show up right carry, left carry. And you want to make sure that you renew your membership within that grace period, so that you don't miss out on the stored away volume. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to hit renew. Okay, and then these are the options you have. I'll be very transparent. There's a couple updates that need to be done in the back office. So that's, one of them is going to fix this little issue that you see here, that it's the lack of the image right here that's not appearing. But you've got the X Node membership, you got the We membership, the basic membership, the PROPAC, and the premium. The only memberships that I personally push out and promote within my organizations and are basically from the X Node all the way to the Pro. Just to give you guys a little bit of information, we will in the near future be doing away with the premium package, just because the way we are as a company now, it's just not necessary to have this premium package anymore. Okay, but anyways, the most popular membership is the PROPAC, and that's the one that gives you 90 PV. It gives you access to a plethora of different options, all of the trading channels, all of the entire academy. It gives you access to Travel Pro, and obviously full access to the social app and so much more. So initially, when we first started the company, the PROPAC is the one that we really pushed out, just because of you get more bang for your buck, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and select the Pro Pack. But before I do that, I also want to go ahead and state a couple things, okay? What the X-Node membership provides. So the X-Node membership, it was basically created for someone to be able to sign up and then at that initial process, purchase an X-Node, okay? So as you can see over here, right, I don't see no X-Node memberships over here, right? I don't see no X-Node perpetual licenses here. That's because it appears in the add-ons window, okay, after I purchase my base membership. All right, the way the back office is programmed, it doesn't allow us to go into the add-ons until we have our base membership. So in order to facilitate that and make it easier, we went ahead and started this X-Node membership. Another thing to state about the X-Node membership is that it's a way to secure your position in the tree, right? But you want to make sure that you have that 80 BV necessary volume, right? Personal volume in order to be commissionable. Okay, I want to remind you that. I think that's a question that continuously, comes up, right, Kevin? And I want to make sure people understand that, hey, just by buying the X-Node membership, it doesn't mean that I'm commissionable because I don't have the necessary or the minimum BV, which is, PV, which is 80 PV. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed. The We membership. Okay, what does the We membership provide? So it'll tell you right over here, you got access to the social app, the IX social app. You've got an alert channel, which is called We Trade, and it comes with 2 different financial markets. It's the binary options and the foreign exchange market. But you also have a couple other options, a couple other benefits. So currently the We membership is giving you actually 4 alert channels. So this was created mainly for those emerging markets, markets that wanted to perhaps get their feet wet, see what the services are about at a lower price point. Okay, it does give you a $25 fast start or direct bonus. And it also gives you, if I'm not mistaken, 15 business volume, okay, 15 BV. All of this right here, guys, can also be found, okay, in our membership program. So if I could find it over here, just one second. Here you go, IX Global Membership and Add-ons Guide, which can also be located in the back office and also in our company Dropbox. So if you go over here, you'll be able to see, okay, what does it provide? What does each membership provide, okay, if you do get lost. So let's go back to here. Okay, so now let's just proceed here. I'm going to go ahead and hit upgrade. Okay, and as you can see now, I have the ability to purchase add-ons. Okay, and again, I can purchase my nodes here, not my rentals. Okay, these are my perpetuals. Okay, remember the difference between the rentals is that shorter lapse of time, like a shorter period of time. And the perpetuals mean that you're buying it at a higher price point, but it's basically yours for the next 10 years or more for the life of the project. Okay, so if I wanted to buy an Explorer, I would go over here. I would go right over here where it says Explorer 1X. What does that mean? Well, that means that I'm buying just one perpetual license. Okay, and again, and so forth for the aluminum, for the digital gold, and so forth. Okay, guys. Some people have asked me, just because I'm on this page and I want to make sure I remember, I don't, if I leave it for another later on, I might forget. So, some people ask, what is the difference between second order and first 1X? Well, basically just because of the way, again, we're kind of limited by the way that our back office is currently programmed. There's obviously a lot of work that's going to be done in these next upcoming weeks. I know Paul can talk more about that, but we had to design a specific SKU for the second orders, okay, for people who are ordering for the second and consecutive time. Okay, and so that's why you see a difference here where it says second order and here it says 1X. Okay, again, that's a question that appears a lot. So all right, let's go ahead and go down here to continue. Okay, so just 1 second here. I'm going to go ahead and
need to hit the skip add-on, Oz.
Yeah, there you go. That's a new button that we just added. It's hanging right there. Okay, so check out. Cool. So there you go. Stripe, you've got PayPal, BitTaps, Bitcoin, ePin. And ePin is something we don't necessarily use too often anymore, but it's it's a way for example, I'll give you an example here. Let's say I'm doing an event. I got people who have cash and they want to pay me cash. And in my wallet, I have commissions, right? Of it that's unlocked and I'm able to utilize. Well, if they gave me cash, maybe they don't have a crypto, maybe they don't have a card, I can create or generate a digital card essentially, and that will satisfy the cost of their membership, and I can send that to that new member. Okay, so that's an ePIN. Safety Pay is a system that we use in Latin America for people who want to go to the bank or to a convenience store with an invoice that is generated, and it allows them to pay with pesos and their fiat from their country. It works in a lot of countries in Latin America. So for those of you who are building out in Latin America, but one of the main countries that it does not work on or work in is Colombia. Okay, but Safety Pay, that's that. You can also pay with your wallet. Cash on delivery, I think a lot of us in this team know what that is, but because we utilized that at the beginning. But then you've got coin payments, okay, which is another option for those who want to pay, and I'll show you right here. People who want to pay with BNB, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back. One thing I will recommend, and I think Kevin, go ahead.
One quick tip on coin payments. Sometimes they're a little ticky-tacky. You don't have to, but if you want to avoid headaches, I usually add about $3 to my orders just for fees. Sometimes even if it's like 80 cents short, just an idea, So anywhere from an extra $1 to $3 could be very helpful. Obviously, none of us want to pay more money than we need to, but just the way crypto works sometimes, if you want to push it through faster. So just a quick tip, since this whole call is all about tips.
Brother, I think we're running on the same wavelength. I was literally about to say that, so that's awesome. But yeah, so definitely you want to so you want to make sure that you do pay a little more. One thing, just by experience, okay, I have never had a problem with not paying enough through the BitTaps. I don't know if it's a coin payments thing or what, but if I'm gonna pay with Bitcoin, and I do have Bitcoin, I want to send out Bitcoin, and you don't want to deal with that issue. BitTaps, Bitcoin, I'm literally 100%. I'm like 10 for 10 on the BitTaps Bitcoin option. So that's just something to note. Okay, guys. But in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and pay with my card. Okay. And I'm going to go over here. And since previously there's no stored card here, so it doesn't appear. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and enter this information here. Let's see here. Will it appear? Do you guys see that? You do, huh? So 1 second here.
Yeah, we're seeing it, Oz.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. 499. All righty, so let's go ahead and enter this information. I'm just entering my card information here, and I'll go ahead and share a screen in a minute, guys.
By the way, you cannot pay for any of the licenses or rentals with credit card because of the potential for chargebacks. And once they give them to you, they're yours forever. So, you can't do a refund. Anyways, so no credit cards for the rentals or the perpetuals, just an FYI.
Correct. Excellent. So once that payment is done, whatever payment you go through, whatever method you choose, the one way to know that it's completed, you get an invoice. All right, you get this invoice right here. Payment is successful. I go back to my main account here, my mother-in-law's account, and you'll see here, now I am active. Okay. Now, one thing to note, if you're paying with Bitcoin, remember you're working with the blockchain, right? And it can take a while. It just depends on the blockchain. So just have a little bit of patience. And then also it really depends if you're paying on the weekend and whatnot. So things can take a little bit more time. Just keep that in mind if you are paying with crypto. That's something I wanted to mention now. All right, so let's go ahead. Now that we are done with that, one of the things that people ask is, okay, now where's my, my link to register, or how do I register a new member? There's actually a couple of different routes, okay? One of the main routes, let's say if I'm in person, I'm belly to belly with a new member, right? And I want to do it out through my back office. Well, you can just go ahead and go to manage network. You can hit add new member, and all you got to do over here, it already knows that it's coming from you, which you are the sponsor, and all you got to do is fill out the information over here, right? So that's one way that you can go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, another way as you can do this is obviously the referral link right here, which you can access right over here, right under your avatar and your name. But you can also go to promotional tools and you see referral links, and right here you copy that. I'll go ahead and paste this on here. Oh, well, of course I got to log out.
You got to use another browser if you want. Okay.
That's true. Cool. There we go.
So there's the difference in the two different links. One is the holding tank one. Sorry.
Correct. So this one right here that I chose just throws them directly into the holding tank. And so here you go. You've got your username right here, right? The sponsor, and you just fill that information out. Now, something I notice a lot, right? As humans, we're creature of habits, right? When we create an account, usually we're used to creating a password for that account and at that initial process, right? Well, things are a little bit different here, okay? And so over here, as you can see, there's no option to create a password. So basically what that means is that this is the initial process, this is the initial step, okay? Think of it 2 steps, okay? A step prong process, okay? So I'll go ahead and fill this thing out, put the last name over here. Obviously, I'm not going to do it right now because I already have an account, but let's just say I didn't have an account. Put an email over here, fill in this phone number, hit sign up, okay? When I do this, okay, and I pretend I'm a new member, whatever email I put over here, in about 30 seconds to maybe a minute, I will receive an email, okay, from the company, and that email is going to tell me, and I'm going to try to find this email for y'all. Just bear with me here. Here we go. I'm going to go to my mother-in-law's account here. Let's see here. Here we go. This one right here. Perfect. All right, cool. No, thanks. Okay, cool. So, and just bear with me. I don't know if it's my internet or whatnot, but this is the email you'll receive. Okay, guys. And it says, hi, your username. Congratulations. You've been invited to be part of the community. Below, you'll find the link to create your password and complete your free profile. Okay. And it says your username and password are case sensitive. Okay. Remember that. That's a major thing. So for example, in this situation right here, where we chose a capital M for Maria, right? Whenever I enter this username, I have to enter it with the capital M. And a lot of times we forget that. Okay. So keep that in mind. Okay. So whatever way that you entered it the first time, you need to enter it the same forever. Okay. That's the way our system is programmed, guys. Okay. Username, email, everything, password, just keep that in mind. All right. So now I haven't created, I'm a new member, right? I just made an account for this individual right here. I haven't entered my password yet, or created my password yet, correct? So I'll click this link right here. It's not going to work right now because I already made it, but I would click this link right here and it would ask me to create a new password. Okay. Once I do that, I go into the account using the same username, remember case sensitive, same password, and bada bing, bada boom, I'm in. All right. So again, that is the process of registering a new member. Now, another thing also, because as Kevin noted here and stated, I sent him this link right here. That takes him directly to my holding tank, right? But there is this other link over here, right? Click here to copy link. And this is more like what I would say, kind of a link that takes you to like a funnel or take you to a landing page. All right. So as you can see here, this one takes you to the landing page. Yeah, these videos, will be updated. I've had this conversation with Joe over this course of the last few days. We need to update these, but this is a good little landing page to send to someone who may want a little bit more information about IX, and then you tell them, hey, look, make sure you select enroll now when you're ready. All right, so you would select enroll now, and again, because I'm logged in, let's go back. Sorry, guys. Enroll now. There we go. Okay, guys, so I just showed you 3 ways. There's 3 ways to register people into the system. Obviously, everyone has their own preference, but that is one way. And just for the sake of it, I'm going to show you one final way. Okay, guys. So there's really so many ways to skin the cat here, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so you can even just send people ixacademy.us. Okay, and down over here where it says don't have an account yet, you select that, sign up. Okay, because of my cookies, it's saving me, but in most cases it wouldn't save. So over here you'll see username for the sponsor, and you would just enter the username, and there you go. Okay, guys, so that is how you find your link or how you register. Now, how to KYC? Okay, how to KYC for your payment. So let's go ahead and enter over here.
Hey, Ozzy, we had one question on the renewal in the chat. The person wanted to know how often do they have to renew, since you already went over the renewal part?
Well, 28 days, right? Remember, we run on a 28-day period cycle. So over here, it's not 30 days, right? It's 28 days. And the reason it's designed that way is so that you get extra commissions throughout the year, right? It gives you another extra pay date. So we're 28 days. So like, let's say I buy the pro membership, right? Let's see here. For some reason, it's not showing over here. Could be my internet. Here we go. Perfect. So here it tells me that my package that I just purchased for my mother-in-law right now, her package expires on the 16th of November, right? So 16th of November at 11:59 p.m. Utah Mountain Time. I'll go inactive, and that's when I'll go ahead and pay my membership, guys. Cool.
But also, if you have commissions in the withdrawal wallet, does it call for them there first? Or
good point. Yes. So it does take from your commission. So if you do leave that 145, you leave that 115, whatever your base membership is, you leave enough to satisfy that membership, it will take it from there.
Hey, Oz, why don't you show that spot, because you got to turn that on, right?
Yeah. So you'd go to my orders, subscriptions, and right over here. All right, as you can see here, I have a pro pack. Okay, it tells me the next date active. I'll go over here to
up top on subscription. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Subscription payment. Thank you, brother. And then over here, you see how you said StripeNet, which is the processor that we use for the cards. So this is another thing. A lot of times people do this. A lot of times people complain, look, I got charged on my card. I don't want to get charged again, blah, blah, blah. Well, then people have to delete their card, right? If that's what they want to do. We don't automatically delete people's cards, right? If you pay with the card, just know that you're live and you're active, and you're susceptible to being, if you don't have no commissions, you're susceptible to paying that auto ship. Okay. So what I would do, if you want to delete the card, you select it, action, and delete. Okay. So I'm going to keep it there for her, but cool. And then now if you want your subscription to be renewed with your commissions, you're going to go here to where it says wallet, and you're just going to basically enable it, guys, right over here. All right, cool.
so are you saying that you have to tell the system that you're happy that it comes out of your commissions, or
Correct.
It's automatic and you can turn it off if you don't want it to come out of commissions? Which way around?
Correct. Yeah, you want to make sure that you select it. You're the end user, your decision, right? You select which route you want. And if you don't want neither, you got to make sure that, or we have to make sure as leaders that we duplicate that information correctly to our downlines.
So it's defaulted off. Both are defaulted off, or
Defaulted on. So correct, right, Paul? Paul,
I just checked.
It's defaulted on because mine came out automatically.
Defaulted on, correct.
okay, so turn off if you don't want. Okay.
Correct. Okay.
Back to the renewal question, Ozzy, before, sorry, we're making you just bounce around. That was an X node specific, so I don't know if that changes the answer. The $10 membership, I think they were asking about when Marchand just.
Repeat that.
The
Oh,
question.
I think the
that-
person in the, I think what he's saying is the person in the chat that asked that question was asking about the X node membership. Is it also 28 days?
Yeah, every membership is well, yeah, every membership is 28 days. However, if you choose the NATG rental, you're getting their 50-day cycle regardless. It's just 28 days through the SKU, because that's the way that we have our system is programmed. But like if you get, you know, perpetual, you're not gonna have to renew off the perpetual, right? That's just a one-time payoff. And then if it's the 20-day NATG, yeah, you're gonna get your volume for 28 days, but your service is, you know, the cycle, excuse me, the BGLD cycle is only for 20 days. So, you know, the mining operation that's done through the debt platform, it's only 20 days, right? But your volume will be, you know, will run for the 28-day cycle.
So therefore, if you pay the $10 and buy a NATG rental, the product lasts for 20 days, but you're active for 28 days. On the
Correct.
20th day, you have to buy another $10 membership to buy another node.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's
You
a
gotta keep
monthly
paying that.
subscription. I thought it was a
Correct.
one-off just to get on the system.
No, it's a monthly subscription. Paul, if you're in here,
That's for
$10
black,
a month.
that's for black gold, not G is 50 days.
correct. NATG's 50 days, guys. Yeah.
Hey,
Understand.
Ozzy, it's Scott. I've got the wallet subscription on and it's on auto renewal. And I don't know if this is a glitch, but on the managed subscription page, even though it shows I got a start date of October 18th and next date of November 15th, under status, it says inactive, but on my main dashboard, it says active. So I don't know.
Yeah, just go with the main, this main
That's
status. right
because
here.
you were late, Scott. That's the first thing we addressed. Yeah,
Yes.
one thing, Scott.
No,
maybe
I've
just go-
been on the whole time. I've been on the whole time. It must have glitched.
I thought I just added you to the room a second ago. But it's all
I
good.
had to come back. I had to come back in.
Yeah.
All good. So.
But let's
yeah,
go over that really quickly again, because it is a little confusing, Ozzy. I know it was the first thing we started with, and I know we're ruining your flow, but you can see it's still coming up with that that purple. You guys, you can have a product that's expiring, but it's not necessarily your membership. I don't know if I'm saying that the right way, but that's my understanding. You always want to look at the date more than.
Correct. So this right here is my membership here, right? And so again, because of the package that I have, it says it expires on the 16th of November. A lot of people sometimes will say that because we run on a 28-day cycle. So for example, you buy a perpetual, it will say that it expires on the next month on the 28th day. But again, the perpetual, just ignore that. It's just because the way our system is programmed, we are programmed on a 28-day period. Okay, so you'll get your perpetual for, you know, the life of the project.
Ozzy, do you mind if I throw in one little thing on that?
Oh man, I'll be glad. Go ahead.
So the way I think the best way to look at it, guys, is there is the IX side of things, and then there's the product side of things. So on the IX side of things, everything's 28 days, your volume's 28 days, you know, your payout, your rank advancements, all of those type of things. The products themselves can operate independently of that. So that's, like I say, if I buy a perpetual license today, well, I own that product, that perpetual license product is mine in perpetuity. However, in the IX system, I'm going to have 28 days of the volume counting. That's the best way to look at that. So if you see anything saying it's expiring, things of that nature, remember, it's always in relation to the IX system and your volume and your rank advancement, things of that nature. Not necessarily, sometimes it is the products themselves, but it's not necessarily the products themselves.
Also on that, Paul, you're asking customers to pay to play, because if somebody comes in for $10 and buys a perpetual or a rental, and they come back after 50 days to buy another one, or in 6 months from now they want to buy an additional perpetual, they have to come in and re-strike a membership that has expired. Let's say pay another $10 to come in. Is that how it works? Like a customer?
Yes, because what the $10 is giving you is the ability to buy the nodes. That's what the whole point of that is. But that's particularly why the $10 product doesn't have any volume or anything. It's specifically so it's not a pay to play scheme in the sense of, you're getting commission on that.
Well, it's not, yeah, that's all right.
It's a passive play only, basically.
Correct.
Maybe also,
Awesome. Thank you, Paul.
Paul, if you want to touch on also the, or Ozzy. And Paul, if you just want to share for 2 minutes, if you got to go. I know we had you lined up as a backup in case Ozzy got pulled in with his newborn and stuff. But if you just want to share for 2 minutes, we can let you go, or you can hang out. But also tell them how precise it is for the expiry. So everyone's been warned all at once. It's a little draconian because you guys can't fix the volume. Maybe with the news, and maybe even talk a little bit about what upgrades are coming soon. That could be your little part here. Give a quick little 2 minutes.
Yeah. Do you mind if I take that, Ozzy, for a minute?
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll just jump on and
to the
talk a little bit
second
about
and
that.
everything like that.
So this is all this stuff that we're going through here, guys. This is what I was referring to for those of you that were in Barcelona when I said our system is not, it's fine, but it's not great. And you see a lot of these things, and you're like, well, why does it do that? Well, because we're building it as we go. We didn't start as an X node company. We started as a subscription company with some very specific parameters on products. And now we've innovated and upgraded to this and all of that. And as is usual in any of these type of scenarios, the tech and all the back end, is playing catch up in order to get to where it needs to be. So a lot of the things that you see today that are maybe a certain way, maybe you're a little weird, maybe you're a little odd, they're going to go away soon. So there is a massive upgrade coming into the back office before the end of the year. That's the best timeline I can give you now. It could be sooner, but I don't want to set an incorrect expectation. So between now and the end of the year, there's going to be some massive things changing in the back office. For example, one of those is going to be, so the KYC process, which we need to do, with the way we do business globally around the world, especially with crypto and everything else, that's going to be automated. So that's going to be something, I know, that's annoying right now to upload your documents and all that. Well, it's going to be something where you do it like you've done maybe with some of you, maybe with these other crypto platforms where they just do it, on screen right there with your computer, and then it'll be done. So that's one of the things that's coming in that. The biggest upgrade is compartmentalization of the servers, because, when we turn on one of these rental SKUs and 90,000 people from India hit it all at once, it breaks every single time. So that's part of that. Along with that, regionalization. I think some people here, we talked about that, regionalization of the order process. So then we'll be able to manage that better. That's part of the next upgrade, as far as I'm aware, where then we can turn on different regions or different countries around the world and not have others turned on. So then we can, mitigate that process of the rental sign up and things of that nature a little bit quicker. And then a number of, there's just a whole bunch of things that are coming in this upgrade. So I would just encourage you, like I say, I understand a lot of it can be frustrating. The system was built, for a smaller company, and now we're trying to upgrade it to a bigger company with, the train running at 150 miles an hour. And that's, it's what we do. That's, I say, any of you that have been part of this before, this is what we do. This is how it's been this way for 23 years for me. And I don't expect it to be any different in 23 years from now, really. It's just kind of the way we have to deal with these type of things. So was there something specific there, Kevin? Sorry, I just kind of got going on
no, that's good. If you can maybe just since we have so many new people, I know this is more of a back office, but maybe give like some of the first year volume, second year volume, this year volume,
sure,
where we're going next year. And also I really wanted you to touch on how specific the cutoff is for flushing of points.
That's it.
Like it's to the minute. Like Ozzy just did that. His mother-in-law or whoever it was, is going to cut off this exact same time, 28 days from now.
So that was the one I wanted. Thank you. Yeah, that was the cutoff date. So I'm putting a pin in that. I'm going to do the first one first. So we launched, guys, in May of 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. And you got to understand, our CEO, Joe Martinez, he's a field guy, just like every one of you guys. He's been in the field his whole career. It's the first time he's owning a company. He's absolutely capable. He can do it, but he's a field guy, you know, when a field guy starts a company, what's the company going to do? It's going to look like a company for field guys, you know, and so did the best he could setting up the systems initially when he and, you know, Viraj and Ramesh and some of the people you met in Barcelona launched the company. You know, Ozzy was here on day one. He could tell you all about how that was like. And it was just, you know, it was adequate to get out the gate. And then we did 4 million in sales that first 7 months or so, which was great. You know, it was a great kick out the door. And so then starting 2021, we had a massive upgrade to the system in 2021 because we'd already hit, I think it was 20,000 users, and that 20,000 users was already putting pressure on the system. So then we had to have a huge, you know, update then. And so 2021 goes by, we do 22 million in sales. And then Joe, you know, sets this goal this year to do the 100 million in sales. And, you know, as you've seen, we've blown past that. We're at somewhere close to 130 right now. I don't know the exact, I'd have to go look at the exact number. And looking to hit, you know, 150 to 170 probably before the end of the year. So now we're in that process again of upgrading, of bettering the system, of getting more things, you know, streamlined, especially since the business model to achieve the sales this year is a lot different than last year. When we did 22 million, it was almost entirely done on, you know, pro packs and basic packs, the trading financial education, which is just a completely different business model than what we've implemented here with the X nodes. So that's, you know, getting that all reconciled just takes some time. And that's what we're in the process of doing. So specifically then, Kevin, coming back to what you're talking about, the exactness of the system. So the system goes down literally to the minute that you signed up. So if you sign someone up on Thursday night at 11:58, you know, Utah Mountain Standard Time, which is 2 minutes before close, that's when their subscription will renew, is for, you know, 28 days from then, on the next Thursday at 11:58 p.m. And if some little issue happens, some little glitch with their card, or there was some kind of problem, or the system had a hiccup, which it has, that person might go inactive. Okay. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I was active. I should have gotten my commissions. And then you wake up Friday morning and you're inactive. Okay. That's what we're working on right now. That's what we're trying to do currently, is move everybody who signs up on Thursdays, which is close day, to have their renewal dates go to Wednesday. That should be part of this next upgrade too, fingers crossed. But those are just little things like that. So be aware, guys, you might see activity, but if it's like I say, if I'm looking Thursday morning and I sign people up Thursday later in the day, that's it goes literally down to the minute when you sign them up, and you need to make sure that they're going to be active by midnight Utah standard, Utah, you know, Mountain Time, on Thursday nights for your qualifications week to week. Some of the cycle starts Friday morning 12:01 a.m. and it ends at Thursday midnight at 12 p.m. and it's down literally to the second, I believe, in the system. So that's just something to be aware of as you're enrolling people and stuff. Please do your best to try not to leave it to 11:58 p.m. because we've had issues with that. We have a lot of issues with that in India and Latin America, people leaving it to the very last second. It creates a lot of problems. So try to do your best, obviously, you know, and then when I say we're fixing the problem, but in the meantime, you know, if you could do it a couple hours earlier, you'll give yourself some leeway.
And there's a 7-day grace, but again, that's also down to the second. And after that, points are gone and points are worth money, right?
Yeah, and so that's the 7-day grace period. It is literally 7 exact days down to that same minute that you signed up. So if you went inactive today, like say at 11:58 p.m., 7 days from now at 11:58 p.m., your volume will flush out of the system. But you know, that grace period is continual. You don't lose it, you know what I mean? So like if somebody, you know, it happened this month and it happened 6 months later, they're still going to get that 7-day grace period, you know, if they happen to go inactive after a cycle.
Awesome.
Good enough for now, Kevin. I'll go ahead and sorry, Ozzy, I'll let you go back and I'll thanks for letting me come and say hi, guys. I appreciate it.
Paul, there's a question there that if somebody inside the cycle buys another product, which puts another 90 volume into the system, is that going to push the 28 days further on?
So so there's two things with that. So then there's there's enrollment packs and then there's add-ons. Okay. All the X node products are considered add-ons for the time being. Our enrollment packs are the $10, the basic pack, the pro pack, and then another one that Latin America uses called the We. That's the smaller $50 one. So those are and the system treats those differently. That's why they're called that. The system looks at those and treats them differently. If you're on an enrollment pack, you can upgrade to a different enrollment pack within 7 days of your purchase date. After 7 days, it's going to take your order, but it's not going to apply that order until the end of the cycle. And that's for a number of, you can ask Joe. Don't ask me why on a lot of these things. Those are Joe Martinez questions, but that's just how it operates. So with the enrollment packs, you can't. There's no way. Well, after 7, if you do it within 7 days, it's still going to count it as your original purchase date. So that's what it's counting as an upgrade for that current cycle. But if you do it after the 7 days, then it's going to only that order will ding, at the end of your 28-day cycle at that minute or whatever. That's when that order is going to go into effect. So with enrollment packs, you can't do more than 90 volume because it's only going to allow you to do what I just said in that time period. Okay. Now with the X nodes, once again, being add-on products, my understanding, and Ozzy, correct me if I'm wrong, because like I say, some of this stuff we still have things on. My understanding is that you do get 28 days from your latest purchase that has done volume. So like I say, yeah, if you bought a $90 point pack today, and in 3 weeks you bought a perpetual X node, then yeah, that's going to give you another 28 days from then of activity on that.
Okay, so that would override your subscription.
Yes.
So the card won't be called for, nor will your money be taken out on day 28 from your earnings.
Now there's, once again, now you're hitting nuances and little problems in the system. Ozzy, is it still going to run? Do you know if it's still going to run the enrollment pack, even if I've got an active, X node? These are the little things that I'm not 100% sure on sometimes.
Those are the nuances, but I do believe it's exactly what you're saying, Paul, that it will.
I don't know about that because I actually added on a perpetual license like 3 weeks later, and I still, within my 28 days, they still took it out of my commissions.
Okay. So
it didn't give me extra time. So
that would only count then. So if you're in, once again, the system treats enrollment packs and add-ons differently. The enrollment packs are just going to run on their own 28-day cycle. They run independently of all the X nodes and everything else. But for example, if you'd gone inactive on your enrollment pack, if you decided to cancel your enrollment pack, and then you bought an X node at that 3 week point or whatever, then that's going to take you the 4 weeks out. But you're still going to, if you're on the enrollment pack, that's just going to run and do every 28 days. It's going to renew in the system because that's its own beast, its own little system.
Got it. Thanks.
Real quick, guys, just to jump back to something that you mentioned about the first order, second order with add-ons. I've got all rentals now, but I'm going to be purchasing some perpetuals. I assume that I should do first order on those since I've not purchased perpetuals yet. Is that correct?
Correct. You'll choose you won't see the one that says there's no first order. It just says 1X or, for example, Explorer 1X. So
yeah, okay. Just don't do this.
Yeah. The only ones you'll see, you're welcome. Go ahead. Cool. So I think we'll continue here. I think it's a good starting point to continue. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you. And then one thing you mentioned here, because I know, Paul, it was actually brought to your attention yesterday, and I think Kevin brought it up to my attention. So if going back here to this account that I activated, right, I renewed. Again, over here, you see grace period where it says upgrade grace period. It'll tell me I got 6 days and 23 hours to upgrade. And what that means is that, let's say I want to, let's go over here to package purchase, and I want to go ahead and now I purchased the pro. So my only really options as far as the enrollment packages would be the premium. I can pay just the difference. So if I was to come in, I don't know, and pay the basic, which is $115, and I want to maybe upgrade to the pro, as long as I'm within my grace period, my 6 day, my 7 day grace period, I can pay the difference. Another little nuance here, and I think Paul, can you confirm this one, is that once I pass that upgrade grace period, I'm not able to purchase another you know, an add-on or product until basically next month. Paul, is that so? So I think we had that situation yesterday with Kevin. You're on here, Paul. So for example, I mean, I had a specific individual who wanted to purchase, you know, let's say an X node or Explorer 1X, and he already passed his grace period, his 1 week grace period for the upgrade. The system is now putting him for the next month. Basically, that X node is placed for the following month whenever his membership expires. So you have that grace period. You have a 7-day basically period to either upgrade or even purchase another you know, another license through within that monthly period, within that 28-day period. So cool. So another thing, let's just continue here with the back office. Let's go over here. So another thing, I think let me look at my list here of things. Another thing we wanted to bring up was KYC, right? KYC and how that works. So you go to profile over here, and you go to KYC. Again, Paul mentioned that it's going to be a lot more seamless. It's going to be automated, right? There's not going to be anyone on the back end that's going to have to approve your KYC like it is right now. Well, basically, you go to your profile KYC, and you go ahead and select or send your proof of identification, a signed brand ambassador agreement. All that means is that, hey, you download this agreement right here, okay? And then on the very bottom, you'll just have to basically sign it, okay? You'll sign it, put your name, your date, you know, and signature. Even a screenshot will work, okay? And you send that in. So, and then proof of address. When do you usually do this? Well, right now, the way the system is set up, when you do try to withdraw your commissions for the very first time, it's going to ask you to do this. So my piece of advice, until we have it updated where it's seamless and automated, and you know, it's going to be asking you to do this at the very beginning when you first become a member, make sure you don't leave it to the very end, right? And that's what a lot of members do, and it causes a little bit of, you know, delay, right? They'll leave it to the very end. And they want this done, you know, immediately. And, you know, because there is an end user, there is a administrator who has to approve it, you know, keep that in mind. You don't want to leave this to the very end. So what I always tell my members and my leaders is, hey, let's duplicate this. Let's make sure people do this in the very beginning instead of waiting to the very end when they're, you know, want to go ahead and withdraw. Cool.
Ozzy, are you suggesting on the new upgrade before the end of the year that when somebody joins the company, they will be requested immediately to go into KYC mode?
I believe that's how it's done. I think Joe mentioned that during one of the meetings we had this
because I think that slows down the sign up process. When you have a presentation, let's say it lasts 40 minutes and they've got their questions answered, they're ready to go to business, they're ready with their card or their crypto to pay. And now you're presenting them with KYC. So, oh, I don't have my driving license with me. Oh, hold on, I need to go and get a utility bill. Oh, I have to download this. I'm on my phone.
You'll be able to bypass it. So it's not like it's you can't continue. You get me? So you'll have the option to bypass it, but I'm assuming it's going to come up here in the very top as a pending item and just continuously.
No, I think it's fine when you want money out that you do your KYC, but that might be after week 1 or something. So you've got all that learning time downtime to do that. I think it's important to close the sale and get the volume in rather than worrying about, you know, all that other stuff, you know.
100%. So now the next thing here. So let's go over to rank analysis. All right. And this is where you would go to quantify, right? Calculate where you're at in the rank, right? The first rank in the brand ambassador program, right? The first step is to become an apprentice. And all that means is that you've got 3 active personals and you've met the required, qualified rank business volume, which is 320. Okay. So that means you have 3 members that you sign up and 320 volume. Okay. So that's step 1. And so it'll appear right here. It'll light up green, all these little circles right here. And it'll say, 100% right over here. Now, let's say you want to go become a builder. You just got to have 1040 qualified rank business volume, right? And obviously one active person on the left, one active on the right. So for the first 4 ranks, you need to have one active member on the placement tree on the left, one active member on the placement tree that, you know, on the right that you've personally sponsored. So from influencer up, which is, I know, the rank that we all want to, you know, we're concentrating here with this team. So you want to make sure you have 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Okay. And that opens up your entire comp plan. Cool. So this is where you would go to get a better, you know, a little bit better information as to how much more rank, you know, how much more volume you need and so forth. And it'll tell you right up in here, right? It'll tell you, you know, where you're at and so forth. Okay. Cool.
And then use the blue tab to see the breakdown of the caps, right?
Correct. You can also take a look at your, you know, downline sales over here. You'll be able to see the sales of your downline. You've got this, again, this one right here. This is not the best account to show it because, again, she's just more of a customer. But if you go to, you know, you download renewal report, you'll see all of your downline members, you know, the genealogy level, when is the purchase date and so forth. When was their purchase date, and so forth. So now another thing, people sometimes ask, hey, look, I got paid. But, you know, when I go into my, let's go, oops, right over here. I got paid. Let's say I've got money right over here, right? And people ask, hey, look, I don't know, I got $1,000 over here, but I'm only able to take out $400, right? So when I hit withdrawal balance, right? When you hit withdrawal balance for the very first time, guys, this is what's going to appear. So she hasn't set anything up. I don't want to set anything up for her, but you need to set up what is your payout method. All right. And then once you have that set up, it'll take you to another window, and that window will tell you how much you're able to withdraw at that point in time. Okay. So I've had incidents where people say, look, how come I'm not able to withdraw all of my money? Okay. Well, you had to remember we're 2 weeks back. Okay. So basically, because we have a 10-day refund, we have a 10-day refund policy, right? We can't just unlock the commissions as soon as it hits your wallet. All right. So just because it hits your wallet does not mean that it's unlocked. All right. And this is to protect the company, just in case of any of that volume in your downline, any of that commission that you achieved, you know, any of those members who provided that commissions to you and that volume to you asks for a refund, we're able to protect the company, right? And so payments are activated or commissions activated 2 weeks out. Okay, so 2 weeks out. So it's something to keep in mind, because I've had people ask me, you know, why am I not able to withdraw everything yet? One of the ways to find out, the easiest way, is to go over here where you hit withdraw wallet. All right, you'll hit withdraw wallet right here, and it'll appear and it'll tell you exactly. And I'll send a picture in the group later on exactly how it works. But over here, and you'll be able to see what bonus or what commission is unlocked and what is not unlocked yet. So, Kevin, I know we had that question before, so I wanted to make sure we cover that one. Cool. Cool. So let's see what else. Next thing here. How to place people. Okay, how to place people. You sign someone up, right? You're going to go into your holding tank. People will be placed. I mean, you'll see your new member that you just signed up, your new direct, right over here. All right, and it'll be your responsibility to place them or her in the placement tree. Okay, so for example, using this example right here, if she signs up a user A, right? User A is going to fall right in here in the holding tank. And now I have to decide where I want to place user A in the placement tree, whether on the left or on the right. Okay. So one thing to note is that the way the system is designed, you know, in order to prevent ghost legs and, you know, gaming and all that kind of stuff, we set it up in a way that the upline is responsible of placing this member. Okay. And until this member is placed in the placement structure tree, that member won't be fully active. All right. So I get this sometimes too. Someone says, look, she paid or he paid, but over here it still says inactive. Literally 99.9% of the time is because the upline hasn't placed that person in the placement tree. So very important, guys. Make sure if you're the upline, or make sure as leaders we're duplicating this. Let's go ahead and place our new member in the placement structure tree. That way the account goes fully active. And everything we've done is intentional. And again, I mentioned that it's to prevent the gaming of the system. So cool. Next, let's go to how to find FX and other benefits. Okay, that's a good one. So when you first sign up, okay, I think I want to start over here. When you first sign up, you will receive this email right here. Okay, everyone gets it. All right, I'm with my team. I run the marketing and communications department, so I know like our emails system works, and I know, and I can see that the people who open it, people who don't open it, right? But I know that everyone gets this automated message. Okay, and this is your welcome to IX email. It's going to be updated now. Things have changed a little bit, but this is a good starting point for every new member. Literally, the way it was designed is that as long as you guys read this message, or a new member reads this message, he or she will have some sort of idea of how to continue. Okay, whether let's say upline is no good, upline hasn't helped me, hasn't given me direction. As long as this person reads this email and fulfills step 1, step 2, step 3, etc., they will have a little bit of more direction and understand what to do. And mainly this is for, again, things need to be updated, but this is mainly for the overall ecosystem. It's not just specifically for Xnode. Okay, so over here, you'll see this new member checklist right here. Okay, one sec. Okay, and so over here I'll select new member checklist, and over here it'll tell me, okay, how to access the Telegram channels or the Telegram bots. All right, so I'll click this right here. Okay, and this will take me to Telegram. Okay, our way of communication, our way that we send alerts, the way that you can connect to our market experts, the way that you can connect to our corporate channels is through Telegram. All right, and so do you want to allow this page? Okay, yes. And so this is the Telegram bot. Okay, and when you are a new member, okay, when you are a new member, and I hope everyone's paying attention because I'm willing to bet that some people don't have this yet who are on this call. So then you're gonna see an option that says start. All right, you're not gonna be able to see it here in mine because again I'm not a new member, but you'll see an option that says start in the very below, on the very bottom, excuse me, and it'll ask you the very first thing after you select start. It says welcome to IX Global. To get started, please reply with your IX username. Okay, so I'm going to try to do that process again. I'm going to hit cancel here, and I'm going to send /verify. This is what you need to send in order to communicate with our Telegram bot. Oh, excuse me. Maybe I need to spell verify correctly, right? All right, here we go. Cool. So then here he goes. Hi, Ozzy, blah, blah, blah. What's your username? Again, case sensitive, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and send my username, verify successfully. And depending on the membership that I have, okay, it will send me all of the alert channels. Okay, it may take a few minutes. It just depends on the server, but there you go. See, now these are all the alert channels that I have through my membership because I have the Pro Pack. So again, I have access to it, literally all of the alert channels, all the trading channels, and so forth. So what I recommend, and this is super important, I want to make sure that everyone understands this. I mean, whether you're using the trading channels or not, or you're just using Xnode, I think everyone is very super, beneficial. It's crucial that we're all in the English announcement channels. All right, because this is where you're going to get all types of updates from the company, from my team. You'll get, the links to the corporate calls. You'll get, updates and so forth. And so, with so many teams, so many different streams of communication, sometimes, it can be, some things can be left on the wayside. But I promise you, if you're in this English announcement channel, you will receive the most updated information and directly from the company. Okay, so cool. So that's how you do that. Now, let's go back over here. Cool. Let's say I wanted to get into the trading channels, right? I'll just go in one by one. All right, I'll select, and you see how down here it says join channel. I hit join channel, and of course I've got so many channels here. So I'm gonna leave this community here. Hit join channels. Oh my gosh, of course. Okay, cool. So I'm in now. All right, and this is just happens to be one of the Forex channels. It's a very great, very good channel, a really good success rate. And over here you'll get Forex alerts. Okay, so again, that's what you're gonna have to do one by one if you want to get into the trading channels. All of the market experts that we have, they also send their they send the links to their classes here in this channel, these channels as well. So as you can see over here, this is these are one of our institutional trading groups, and these guys send their links to their classes right over here. So whoever's interested here in this call to learning more about trading, or you want to really help your teams diversify, and I fully recommend that. Right, I know we got in fully honed in on X node and so forth, but we are much more diverse, right? We do push, and I know this is something that was explained throughout the entire Awaken. We are a diverse company. We've got a plethora of different angles or avenues you can take within our ecosystem, and we are a full, I would say 180 degrees self-betterment platform. All right, and so you want to make sure you promote that way, and you want to make sure that we get our guys involved in all these different things. So that is that, guys. That is how you get in the alert channel. Okay, cool.
Stepped out for 10 seconds, Ozzy. Did you hit the stats, like the 200 million, the 7.5 per month? Any of those?
Oh, like the monthly stats and how the weekly stats and so forth?
Yeah, just really fast.
Yeah, I can do that. One sec here. Let's go to global call. So every Monday, oops, that's not it. Every Monday we do a global corporate call. It's usually done by either Paul, or Joe. And so we go over, weekly updates. We do it every Monday at 10 a.m. Utah Mountain Time. And then we also talk about some of the services, some of the performance reports and so forth. So let's go over here to this one, and this was last week's report. All right, so in Forex we had a total of 1,500 total pips, binary options, 78% win rate, synthetic indices, which is another market in the foreign exchange market, within the foreign exchange market, better said, 80% win rate, IEX, which is more a stock option service for the Indian market or the Asian market. But over here we always report, we audit our traders' accounts. And every week we report to the community, the good or the bad, right? We understand that the markets can fluctuate, right? And so we are fully transparent, and so we're not only going to promote the good weeks. You get what I'm saying? So I want people to feel very much I want people to realize that and understand that we're very transparent. But so yeah, this is sent out every week, and even if you're in the English announcement channels, you will see this report every single week. But again, if you log into the Monday Global Corporate Call, we go over all this. And our market experts, I will say, I'm not just because I'm biased or whatnot, but our guys are top notch. I mean, we've cycled through a variety of different throughout the course of the last 2 years, and I think our guys that we have now are just amazing, top notch guys who are very passionate about what they do and the service that they provide to the community. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Okay, now let's go back over here to my email, right? Okay, so back to this email again. This is a good starting point, guys. Okay, everything you need is here. How to get started with the Getting Started series, new member checklist, access to the company Dropbox. All right, a lot of times people message me and say, hey, where do I access this? Where do I access that? Literally, if you go back to your welcome email, literally you'll see it right there. It's just it takes a little bit of reading, but you'll see it right here, IX Global Dropbox, or you can go to the download resources section. Now, one caveat here, and one thing I want people to know that we are aware of it, and I am aware of it. If you go to promotional tools and you go to download resources, there is a bug in the system. And trust me, I'm with the programmers every single week about this. But within this new update, they're gonna fix this bug. They just don't want to utilize their resources for just one small thing. They work collectively when things get combined. All right, that's just how they work. But there is I think a bug here. So for example, I think it's this one right here. If I hit one of these right here, oh, this one does work, of course. There is one that does, there's a few of them that don't work, I know. And so if for whatever reason they don't not work here, guys, here, I think it's this one right here.
The withdraw one doesn't.
There we go. Yeah, there's a few of them, guys. Okay, but that's why we made a plan B. You know, there's a plan B, which is our Dropbox, and I promise the Dropbox works. Okay, and for the meantime, until we fix this issue. Okay, so if you do go to the download resources section in the back office and you notice, hey, you know, darn it, it doesn't work. Well, you know, keep in mind that there is a company Dropbox, and how do you access that? Well, we have a variety of different ways you can access it. But if you just go back to step one, which is the welcome email, you go to Dropbox over here. You'll find everything, literally everything that you find in the back office is right here. Even legal, you know, resources, you know, the welcome flyers, the rank flyers, and so forth, guys. Okay, cool. Cool, that's that. Now, the next thing is when I become a new member or I purchase an X-Node license, okay, this is the next thing I want to go over here. Okay, so when I purchase a new license, you should receive this email right here. Okay, this is your temporary login credentials. All right, just like everything in technology, sometimes technology could fail, right? So maybe you didn't get this, and we are aware of that. And I want you to know we are working on that. So there are people sometimes that tell me, hey, I didn't get this. You just got to kind of troubleshoot. You got to fall back. Did you create an account in the DevBox platform before you created an account in IEX Global? If you did that, well, then that right there is the reason why you may be having issues with the assignment of the licenses, or the reason you're not getting the credential emails. So we want to make sure we tell people, hey, if you go to this website right here, which we have no problem that, you know, we want people to go to this website, but we don't want people to create an account on this website. Okay, there's no need to create an account on this website. Everything's done through our specific IEX Global side of things. Okay, and so when people do create an account on this website before they purchase a license through our back office, that right there creates a chaos in the back end. Okay, and so manually we have to go and fix it. We have to contact depth, and it creates, you know, an issue. And I know there's a few people who understand what I'm talking about here. So where's my email? Here it is. So these are your temporary credentials for the DevBox when you purchase a node for the very first time, whether it's a rental or a perpetual. Okay, so all you're gonna have to do is obviously, you know, select your password, click here, and just fulfill the process. And it's very simple. It'll ask you to create a new password, and then it'll ask you to save, but also re-enter the seed phrase that it provides you. That seed phrase, guys, is super important, okay? Because that seed phrase is what's going to allow you to protect your account, whether, you know, if you lose your password or whatnot. As long as you have that seed phrase, you're good, okay? So make sure you save that seed phrase. But yeah, so I'm a new member. I purchase an X node, whether perpetual or rental. I got this login credential. Now, in case that I don't get this login credential, when you are a new member, you haven't logged in the your DevBox platform yet, you go over here to where it says go to products. Okay, you go to X node account, and you'll find it over here on this corner right here, and it'll say temporary credentials. She doesn't see it. Why? It's because she already has an ID for DevBox. She's already in DevBox. She's already gone through that process. So you won't see it if you've already gone through the process. But if you haven't, you should see it right up here where it says temporary credentials. And again, this is a plan B. This is a backup if you did not receive the temporary credentials email. Okay. So, and over here, you'll be able to see, you know, rentals and whatnot, you know, what kind of licenses you've got and so forth. The waiting list, again, this is through this is for if you do the back office waiting list through, you know, the company, right? we all know here that there is a benefit to working with us and corporate, working with Brian and myself. We've got a private list. It's not perfect, right? But it allows you to bypass the back office waiting list, which could take a few weeks, because you're talking about, trying to rent or attain a rental with, everyone in the back office or everyone in the company trying to do the same thing. So
I was just asking that if somebody had taken their subscription and they'd applied for a rental, the rental hadn't been assigned yet, do they still have to click the email and set up the account over with the debt box, that one you showed a moment ago, for this node to be assigned or to be assigned automatically?
yes. So the way that it should be is that when your order gets processed, that's when it triggers in our system, and you get that email with the credentials. Now, I know you mentioned, or one of you guys mentioned to me the other day, is, hey, the order hasn't been processed yet, but they got the email. That could be because you paid for that $10 membership, the XNode membership, and maybe that is what's triggering that email. So just wait until the order becomes processed, and then you fulfill that. You go through the process of the temporary credential. So hopefully I answered.
Okay, so just to clarify, that if somebody has applied on that list for one, but they have yet to get their seed words and set up that whole account over there with the the XNode app, etc., the order will still go through.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for that. Reminding me about that one. Awesome. So
Can I ask a question too, Ozzy? How much can you give us an update on what is coming available now, because we can put people on the list?
yeah, so as of 5 p.m. last night, okay, 1,000 NATG became available, and that is dedicated to our team. So feel free to put those put names into that list in our private list. And for those who have already been in the private list and have already paid, those orders are being processed as we speak. So and they will be assigned by debt as it goes. Okay, so yeah, feel free to go ahead and add names there. I think I mentioned that to Kevin yesterday, but yeah, I will continue. This is my promise to y'all. Like, until we have a better private list system, I will continue to communicate as much as possible when we do have availability. Believe me, I'm always on Joe and the rest of the guys, asking them, what's our availability? When is the next, when are the cycles ending, so that I can give you guys a couple of days of anticipation. Okay, so.
What about BGLD, Oz?
Yeah, so we're low on BGLD as of right now. And for those who are on the list for BGLD, those orders will be processed, but we are low for new members right now on BGLD. So 1K on the NATG. BGLD won't be available until like another 48 hours.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So let's continue here. And I think we're heading to the tail end here of things here. I'm just gonna look at my notes here. So cool. Let's just go back to the back office here then. Let's go back here in dashboard. I'm gonna go back to the back office. I'll go to my business. Excuse me. Just go back. Okay. 1 sec here.
Hey, Ozzy, real quick on those rentals, is this like it was a month ago, or do we need to have people go in, traditionally through the site, pick a package, and then pay for the package and then send you what they want to add to it?
Are you talking about CODs like the way we did it before? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I don't know. I think we need to, Kevin, what I haven't had the conversation yet, to be honest, but I think it's something that's, I'll send a message in the group. Okay, let me confirm that. I don't want to, I'm just recording. I don't want to say something and then.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now the academy, right? So you go to here to training programs. Okay, you select your language filter. This is where you'll find, a bunch of the material that is provided to you through your membership. Okay, guys. So whenever we say, hey, look, it's in the academy, this is what we mean. This is the trading stuff. You also have some X node trainings that we've done in the past. And this tells you how to withdraw, trainings about how to withdraw, how to swap your tokens, and so forth. So I hit enroll now, and over here I've got, you know, a bunch of different material. Yeah, some of them are a little bit old, but again, the process hasn't really changed on how to withdraw and so forth. So Kevin, anything else that I'm missing here?
I think we kind of hit it. It's a lot to digest when we put this on a private YouTube. Maybe one of our guys that's better at YouTube than me can do those, you know, this 2 minutes, that 2 minutes, this.
Yeah,
so they can kind of use it as a quick resource, you know. But
correct.
Yeah, rapid fire questions for the next 2 to 3 minutes, and I think we're good.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Is it difficult to set up?
Can you verify the commissions, the direct commissions when you sell the products, please?
Yes, of course. So again, it's in the Dropbox or the download resources, but if I go to, let's do the X node first. So if I sell the perpetuals, right? Right now, NATG, it's like $6,000. And again, I know Hugh Paul asked this question. I think Joe mentioned it. You know, what is Hugh Paul asked? What's the science behind, you know, how the volume and the commissions you're giving? I think Joe said 25 to 30%. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you'll see over here it's 1,500 PV and a $250 direct sale bonus for the NATG. 500 PV for Grow, $100, and then Digital Gold, $100 US direct sale bonus, 250 PV, and then for aluminum. You've got 300 PV and then $100. Explorer right now is 300 PV, $100. Okay, and then for the rentals, it's it's actually $10 now, and then 250. Excuse me, 250 is what it costs, and it's $10, and then it's 90 PV. This needs to be changed, gentlemen. So now for the services, if I go back to my presentation here. Okay.
Hey, Oz, real quick, explain why that changed, because that's a huge value to me, that how high we were last month and why we're doing that.
Our threshold. So we pay, I mean, we pay 75%. That's where we need to stay. 75%. I mean, you compare, and we're not like other companies that say, hey, we pay 80%, when in reality they're paying 20%. You know, we really pay 75 cents to every dollar comes in, right? We're very frugal, like we're very flexible in the way we structure things. And last month, all right, because of the rentals and because of X node and how it's really changed the dynamics of the company a lot, right? It threw us over 85%, and we can't continue to pay out handsomely the way that we do if we continue to pay out over 85%. So there's certain decisions that were made, and I think Joe mentioned it in one of the previous global calls. He even mentioned it over there at Awaken. So because of that, we had to take the decision to pay out $10. Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong. I know you heard that. So that's why. So yeah, I'm not, I don't know if that's a forever thing, but that's a current thing right now. So cool. Cool. So then here we go. This is for your question, Marshanda. So this is what you get right now for the memberships, right? You've got the basics, just gives you $5, 80 qualified rank business volume. The Pro Pack is $15.90 qualified rank business volume. And then the We is $25 and then 15 qualified rank business volume. I mean, use this the way you want to use it, right? I'm just going to speak here, if I can, of the way I pushed it out, especially to my Latin American teams, is I get people on the We, get them on the We, and then I get them on the rental, right? You're getting 15 points plus the 90, and you're getting a fast start, right? $25, right? And that allows them to utilize a little bit of the services, right? The academy, the trading alerts, and kind of diversify. And it also allows you to have, you know, some of the other things like the FIBO 5 cloud trade and so forth. So you know, I don't personally just push the $10, but that's just personal decisions. So Cool.
I feel
So
so
with that-
bad. You always talk about the FIBO 5. Where exactly do we get that, or what is it?
Yeah, so the FIBO 5 is a it's a copy trader. Okay. If I go over here, I'll send this in the group as well. I think it's FX Blue. Here it is.
7.5%.
This is the statistics for the FIBO 5. Okay. It's within the Cloud Trade program, which is an automated service. And it's been providing us, everywhere from 4 to 10 to 12% monthly. You just need $500 to a $500 minimum deposit. Okay. And you're able to benefit, from monthly gains of 5 to basically 15%. And it hasn't had a losing month in 2 years, over 2 years. And it's only lost 21 trades in the last 2 years. This is what India really leveraged, and they continue to leverage, right? And so the way I like to push it is, again, diversify, use it as a complementary or supplementary service, right? Take a portion of what you got in your bank, put this in here and there, and allow it to grow and compound through its strategy. And how do you set up this whole thing? Well, it's in the back office. You'll see in the academy, you'll go to FIBO 5 Cloud Trade, and it shows you how to set up. It's a very simple process. There's 3 different brokers that you have to go with that we've professionally vetted. One of them is TP Global. We know the owners of that company, of that broker. They're based out of Dubai. We've had meetings with them. We've had events with them and so forth. That is one of the brokers that you can use. But there are a variety of different options. And again, it's $500 minimum deposit. And I believe if you have a basic pack, you're allowed to deposit only up to $4,000. If you have the pro pack, you're allowed to deposit up to more than $4,000. And then again, this can be found in our add-ons membership guide. So it says it right here. Here you go. Basic pack, pro pack. Okay. So cool. That's that.